Hi guys, and welcome to this reaction video. In this video I will be reacting to 3 separate videos, and the aim or purpose of this is to highlight how differences in dance could be a reflection of the success or otherwise of a nation or a group of people. So for example, we would look at the Baroque dance, the dance from the Baroque era, and we look at the Bata dancers from the Nigerian Yoruba tribe, and we'd look at the Zulu tribal dance in South Africa. So what's the point of all this? As we go along, you find out or you see what the difference is in dance as an aspect of culture, can mean or can translate to, or what it does translate to or reflect in the well-being and success and way of life of nations. So without much more talk, let's get into this. So this is the Handel's Water Music. For those of you who don't know, I'm a big fan of Handel and my favorite composer, and here's his Water Music suite, and let's just get into it. It has different dances, different phases. There's the hornpipe, there's the minuet, and there's the rigodon. Let's get into it, then I'll talk about it a bit more towards the end of the video. Alright, let's start. So what I'm trying to highlight here is that there's a pattern, an ordered pattern to the motions in this dance, and it can be replicated easily anywhere. This is a recording from a few years ago, I think 2008, and we know that people haven't danced this way, at least on a wide scale, in a while, like since the 1800s at least, or early 1900s. So what I'm trying to highlight here is the order which exists in this dance as a part of a subsection of the culture of Europe, in Europe, that was in Europe, and furthermore, also, the music, you may notice that the musicians are playing from manuscripts, and I'll contrast this to the other dances as we go along. Alright, I think that's enough of this for now, of this particular video. Let's go to the Zulu tribal dance and see what it looks like. I think I went forward a bit. Of course, you can tell that there's an order to this dance as well. Yeah, there's an order to it as well, but of course, it's not as ordered as the other one. As we go along, you see what I'm talking about a bit more. Yeah, it's choreographed, and there are patterns to the dance movements. But let's go along and see. And you'd observe that there are no manuscripts by the drummers, the musicians, so they're relying on their own skill or on their own abilities alone to perform to create the music. They're not relying on manuscripts, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but just an observation for now. Alright, I think that's enough for this one, and then we'll go into the Bata dancers from the Nigerian Yoruba tribe. So let's see how they dance. So of course it's very expressive and artful, but of course you can tell that it's not particularly ordered, and the musicians don't have any manuscripts, and so it would be difficult to transmit reproduce the sound 1,000 years from now probably, as opposed to musicians with manuscripts. And these instruments aren't documented, if I may say. They're not codified. And you can't replicate. For instance, if I wanted to pick up that drum and make the same sounds that the drummers are making right now, I probably wouldn't know where to start. And so that's what I'm trying to highlight in these videos, my reaction videos, in this set of reaction videos, that in the world there's order and there's also disorder, and both must coexist. You can't have one exist in isolation or exist absolutely. But of course, order always triumphs over disorder, because order is born of disorder. And that's an observation I have made over the years, and I think for those who are interested in nations and nation building and how nations work, it's not like, you might ask yourself, what is wrong with my country? What am I not doing right? What are we not doing right? You're not doing anything wrong. It's just the way things are. You're just different. So the result of that is that the way things are done are not ordered to as much a degree as they are in other places, in other other places, which brings about what you call poverty, or feeling like a second-class world citizen, or disorder generally. When we say Nigeria is in chaos and nothing is working properly, what you're actually referring to is the disorder. And this is just an aspect which I hope I've been able to use to highlight that phenomena. And why is this the case, and what can be done to change it? As I mentioned, it's the way it's existence. It's the way the world was created. You have opposites that have to coexist, or things that must at least be different to a reasonable degree, have to coexist in the same space. But what can we do to change it? It has to be an acceptance of an orderly way of life. That's the summary. You have to accept it, and you have to be willing to practice it in everything that you do. So that's it. So, for example, where was Rome? An example, rather, is that Rome and the Roman army and the Roman people were able to achieve what they achieved, not because of some special magic or wishes granted upon them. They were able to achieve it because they were able to somehow order themselves, and because they had that order within them, they were able to achieve whatever goals they wanted. Same thing with you could say pretty much every place outside of Africa and some parts of Asia and maybe the Latin Americas, but even in North America, you could say there's everywhere there's a bit of disorder, but I think that it's more prominent in Africa, and we have to change that by accepting that there needs to be order, and our systems needs to be ordered, and our lives needs to be ordered, and everything we do needs to be ordered, because it helps in the grand scheme of things to compete. As I said earlier, order always wins, because order is born of disorder. And I'll be ending the video there for today. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for other videos coming out soon. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found this interesting, and see you. Bye.